Y'all sleeping on me, huh? Had a good snooze.
Now we get to move into probably one of our favorite segments, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and do your thing on this one.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, let's move into Bring the Bars now. So this is where we take a bar of one of our favorite songs and we kind of break it down and apply it. We try to keep it close to the conversation each time. But yeah, it's always we're gonna try to keep it a part of the conscious convos because music is a part of us and it's in our DNA. And that's something we always like to talk about. So with that, I'll move into mine. Mine is on a song called Nas' album Done of DJ Khaled's Major Key. Nas says a lot on this, and he always does. He always gets into different topics, and he's one of the best when it comes to mixing and matching words to talk about whatever he wants to talk about. And I'm just gonna go straight into the hook because I think that's kind of it's kind of the main idea of the song, you know what I mean? And I want to get deeper than what he's just saying with it. So what he says is, my signature fade with the bevel blade, that's a major key. I told her she's smart and loyal, I like that, that's a major key. Start a label, run it, sign yourself, that's a major key. What Tony had on the table, it's like us, we a major key. So he's touching on a few things in this hook. I'm gonna start with my signature fade with the bevel blade. You would think right off, of course, first of all, if you don't know, Nas is a part owner of Bevel, the shaving company. So, of course, he's already promoting his stuff in one of the biggest songs of the year, which is smart from a business aspect. But let's get into that. He's talking about ownership. You know, he talks about that all through this hook. And he starts it with name dropping his own company. Like how boss is that on his song, on somebody else's album, he's going to name drop his own company. That's something it's just like he says, a major key. That's a part of being an owner is knowing about your opportunities and knowing what you can do for yourself, and that's what he's doing right here. And he does it so slick. He does it with mentioning his fade and keeping it hip hop, and you know what I'm saying. Look how fresh I am. And by the way, I've done this with my own company. And then he goes into talking about his relationships. I told her she's smart and loyal. I like that. That's a major key. Having those types of people around you that's smart, people that's on your team, people that's loyal. That's what it's about. And that's what we got into with those core relationships. And next he's talking about starting a label and running it and signing yourself. Early on in hip hop, that wasn't a thing. People didn't start labels. People didn't have these teams that they ran by themselves. There was people who were passing the money down. And nowadays, we've gotten away from that and people are able to start their own label. But I want to talk about being an owner of things. You know what I mean? If you have a goal in life, seek out how you can be the owner of what you're doing. Start your own ideas. You know what I mean? Do something that's new and fresh. Or if you are entering a market, what can you apply to it? What are the great parts of you that can change the game in that realm? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where he's getting at with that. And what Tony had on the table is like us, we a major key. We are the key, like we talked about in our last topic. We are the ones that can unlock the doors for not only ourselves, but guess what? The people coming behind you, the people from that same place you're from, you have to be a key and you have to be able to be used to open up even more doors. So yeah, Nas album Done on DJ Khaled's album.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't make that any better. You just covered that perfectly, man. Kudos, hats off. I dropped the mic, bro. That was perfect, honestly. You're going to have to make me revalue my Bring the Bars this time, man. Oh my goodness. And that was perfect, exactly what we're talking about. So I couldn't agree more. I was writing down a little bit of notes as you had mentioned it. And that's exactly what I got out of it. The ownership in relationships were the two words that I pulled out of it right away. And you know, Jay-Z, you know, even if we got into Jay-Z's verse, which we're not going to, but if we did, he talked about it too. I got the keys, man. Yep. I got the keys. He's saying that he has the networking ability. He has the doors. He has the opportunities. He has all these doors around him, and he has the key where he can go up to each one and unlock it. Boom, now he's in this door. Oh, he wants to go do this? Okay, now he got this key. He can go open that door. Bow. Think of it like that. He has the keys. So,
and I was torn on which one I wanted to use, but I had to go with Nas. I was just bumping the song. I was like, man.
Nas killed it. There's no question Nas killed that. But yeah, if y'all haven't heard that song, or if y'all didn't take the time to really digest and let that song sink in, go ahead and run that again, and we may even have it running for you a little bit during the podcast. But yeah, go ahead and dive back into that song, because it was saying a very great message. And DJ Khaled, is a prime example of kind of giving himself the keys and unlocking so many opportunities for himself. Like I don't think a lot of people took DJ Khaled seriously about 5+ years ago when he first came out, or however long it's been.
It's been almost a decade now with that We Taking Over.
Really? Oh my goodness. And that's the thing, like, we knew who DJ Khaled was to an extent, but I didn't even know, like, I knew his name was DJ Khaled, but I was like, does he rap? Does he just make, is he producer? Like, when he first came out. But now we kind of know exactly what he is and what he's about. So, you know, even kudos to DJ Khaled and what he's doing for himself. Straight up. So, so for this Bring the Bars, I did something a little bit different. I wanted to surprise you with this one. I actually, I brought a book.
Ooh.
So I'm bringing a bar from a book that I'm reading right now. I encourage all y'all to read. Honestly, reading is key to one of the keys to life, in my opinion. But that's on a different note. So I brought this book called The Voice of Knowledge, and it's actually by an author that I've read some previous of his books. One of them was The 4 Agreements. His name is Don Miguel Ruiz. Not the best with the pronunciation. Ruiz is the last part of his name. But The Voice of Knowledge is like a Toltec wisdom book, and he has a bunch of series. He has a bunch of books, and he honestly is a very good writer because he writes things so straightforward and plain, but at the same time he digs so deep that you're getting these deep things and, you know, aspects and values installed in your mind, but he's doing it in a very plain, straightforward fashion. Like, he's not using a bunch of synonyms and, you know, stuff that you have to figure out what it means. He's telling you exactly what it means. So consider that, and it's a practical guide to inner peace. So the bar that I'm bringing from the book is it right here. The truth needs to be experienced. Humans have the need to describe, to explain, to express what we perceive, but when we experience the truth, there are no words to describe it. So this, honestly, to me, this related to almost our whole campaign in our mission and what we're trying to do for the youth by creating these podcasts and by, you know, doing what we're doing is we're really trying to help you guys experience the truth. Mm-hmm. We're trying to help you guys experience your own truth. And one thing that it talked about early in the book was, you know, the beginning, the creation of man. It talked about the story of Adam and Eve, but I'm not going to dive into that. We'll save that for another conversation, but I'm just going to pull the main point from it. He kind of talked about lies, and he talked about how, you know, before, you know, Adam ate the fruit, the man, you know, original man didn't have any sin, he was clean. He ate the fruit, they ate the fruit, Adam and Eve, and essentially the fruit was lies. And there's a seed in the fruit. So, you know, what does a seed do? Seed grows, creates more fruit, and then which is more seeds, and then it continues that process. So you could think about it like this: if you have a lie, someone tells somebody else a lie. Guess what? That person believed that lie. They're gonna go spread it like a seed. They're gonna go spread it to somebody else. Somebody else gonna eat the fruit. Boom, and they got the seed, and it grows. And boom, it keeps going on. Mm-hmm. Over and over and over again. So what we're trying to do is get you guys to really search for your inner truth and be able to interpret what the truth is. And it's a hard thing to do. And us being the age that we are, we're very still in the midst of it ourselves, like deciphering the truth and what the truth is. And, you know, we have the truth at our fingertips, at least so we think we do. So it kind of just comes down to not believing everything you hear, doing your own research and figuring out your own truth. Because like it says, the truth needs to be experienced. I can sit here and tell you, this is true, that's not true, but you need to go out there and seek it and feel it for yourself. Because once you feel the truth, then there comes a point where you don't question it anymore. We have this thing as humans called intuition, which is essentially a natural understanding of something. Like you knew something without even knowing it. Without even knowing you knew it. You're just like, how did I even know that? That's intuition. When you ask yourself, when you feel something doesn't feel right, sure enough, you were right. There's something not good about the situation, but how did I know that? Boom, that's your intuition. So at the end of the day, the truth needs to be experienced. So we're going to continue to push you guys and help you guys navigate ways to run into the truth. When you encounter the truth, you know it, you feel it. You know, there are no words to describe it. You know, you just feel it. So,
yeah.
that's kind of what I wanted to dive into with that. And it didn't, it wasn't in relation to our exact podcast this time around, but on the grand scheme of things, I feel like I really wanted to get this off my chest. So
yeah, and I mean, the truth, in the same way that you mentioned lies, can be a seed. You know what I'm saying? If you spread truth, it can grow and bear fruit the same way a lie can. And
I'm glad you
yeah,
said
I
that.
think one of the things we're missing in today's society, or that we're moving away from, is the ability to have a civil discourse. And that means, engaging with people and being able to take from the conversation the pieces that you find truth and the pieces that you don't need, or you feel like you don't believe. And if we keep moving away from it, we'll never be able to find who we really are or what we believe is right in life. So yeah, we got to start pursuing that truth, man. And like you said, is where we're going to try to be a place where people can come and have civil discourse or self-expression, and people can pick out the fruit that they believe is right for their life.